Happy Friday. Hey, Lacey. Gotta drink my protein milk. Oh, thank you. I just brushed her out. She's still drying. But, yeah. I'm so excited. I've been looking forward to going live all week. So, we have a lot to talk about. So, yeah. My phone is still playing Addison Rae. Give me 1 second. Apologies. My Spotify was still going. I didn't realize that. Crystal's here. Hey, hey. Okay. So, welcome to study hall. We've had a busy week, the gang. The MTF gang has had a busy week. I am so thankful to several of the girls like Lacey, Alex, Audrey, tons of girls who wanted to put together a Discord for us this week. So we put together a Discord. They showed me how to do it. And hi, Spoopy Kitty, Eden or Esper. I can't remember which one your name is. Apologies. But yeah, so we've been building out a Discord server for the girls, like kind of an offline support group. They want to do a movie night tomorrow night. Like, it's cool as fuck. So yeah, and Crystal sent a bunch of resources for that I updated the podcast website with, for like regional resources for mental health, like support lines and stuff in like the Northeast and the Northwest. And so now when people go to thewillofthehunted.com/resources on when they're watching an episode, there's a lot more out there now. And Crystal, one of the things you sent me too, actually had an Indigenous helpline, which I didn't know about, so I added that to the website as well. I think it's called Strong Hearts. But yeah, Lacey, everyone I've gotten to talk to on Discord is so nice. Do you know how many people are on there now? I feel like it's like over 10. And I'm so thankful, so thankful to the staff, the MTF staff, the mods for, kind of like checking in on everyone and like coming up with all these ideas for channels. Like, we have a fashion channel, we have a selfie channel, we have a like cuddle corner, support corner channel, we have gaming, hobbies. We have 11 people. Awesome. Hi, Alex. So yeah, so that is something that I'm super proud of, and I'm like super busy between like my day job and the podcast and everything. So the fact that a couple girls have been like wanting to do this and like help Transjoy channel, yes. I super appreciate you guys. Like, I feel so much less overwhelmed because like I really want to, support however I can, and like knowing that there's a whole team of girls, looking after the community too means a lot to me. So thank you. And yeah, we're building a really cool platform, and that makes me really happy. So yeah, so 11 people, tons of channels. I was talking with the staff members. I don't think I want to post the link publicly to the Discord because we're trying to keep it like a safe space, if you're catching my vibe. So I've asked the mods to kind of keep an eye out for people who speak up and say they want to be added into the Discord. And then we'll kind of like make sure you're like a real person and like gonna be there for the right reasons, before kind of like sending you the link and adding you and stuff. So yeah. Where do we go from here? Okay. What else? Announcements. My friend Parcher, whose music is playing and plays in all of my hangouts and on the podcast and at MTF School, is doing his first performance ever tomorrow at Lexington, Kentucky Pride. So please follow at It's Parcher, Parcher, and he's going to be going live from Lexington Pride tomorrow to perform a 30-minute set list. So please, 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 please go follow him and hype him up, because I'm so, so proud of him. And I love his music so much. It's in every, like, he literally lets me use music for everything. I'm so lucky to have him as a friend, and he's so talented and just so funny. So please support him tomorrow. Please join that live if you're interested. Yeah. And then also just kind of like study hall. I'll talk about what we talked about this week in MTF School. This morning I put out another voice training refresher. Sorry, Crystal, amazing. We might need a channel to post events just so people have ideas what's going on in their area. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. I'm taking notes. May 29th. Lacey, you gave him a follow. Thank you. Okay, thank you so much. It's at It's Parcher. And he means the world to me. He actually FaceTimed me before I went live tonight, and he was at rehearsal, and he on FaceTime asked me like what song I wanted him to perform. Like he wanted to, or I wanted him to perform for me on FaceTime, which was super sweet. So, and I got to like see some of his friends. So we do have an events feature. Hashtag events. Is that the Carlbot thing? Oh my god, thank you, Lacey. Thank you for putting the thank you for putting his handle. Thank you so much. Does events already exist in Carlbot? Cool. Yeah, so this morning, I put out a refresher on voice training. So I can kind of do like a live walkthrough of that, or if people have, other, kind of questions or things that they, you want input from the community on, like advice or feedback or whatever, happy to do that as well. And also happy to just hang out. I am here. It does, but we have a channel now as well. Okay, we do have a channel. We do have a channel. All right, thank you for checking. Thanks, Alex. But yeah, I'm gonna turn this down a little bit. And I'm gonna make myself available until 10 p.m. Voices are always fun. Yeah. I agree. I did some wacky shit in that video. But I had a lot of fun with it. So, yeah. Thank you for setting it up. I really appreciate it. Thank you. I really appreciate you guys. So yeah, no, I'm going to be on here until 10. I'm going to do my makeup. I'm going to, take some ideas down, film some MTFs later. I didn't film any new ones last week after I got off study hall because I did Ruby Ray's podcast at Fire from Heat. She is an amazing trans content creator, and she was very generous in asking me to come on her podcast, Kaleidoscope, Perspectives Beyond the Surface, with her and Luigi. And I got ready to do that on live last week, and, you know, everyone was super supportive and, you know, making sure I was getting ready on time, and, you know, it was very, very sweet. And I was really, really nervous to do that podcast, but doing it with a couple people in the community was a huge, huge shift from like the podcasts I did like a few years ago, like I mentioned last week. So I felt very comfortable. I had a lot of fun, and we've been clipping the shit out of that podcast. So that is in my links in my bio. If you're curious. It's an hour, 45 minutes long. And it's about, it starts kind of like as a heavier thing, like I do for The Will of the Hunted, where I'm kind of talking about my story of survival and, you know, the dangers I wish I knew about before transitioning. And then we kind of go into just like a shit show about dating apps, and like, Ruby goes through like thousands of Bumble matches on camera. And, so if you don't want to commit to the full hour 45, Ruby and I both have cut 15-minute clips for our channels and collabed, so you can find them on both. And I've cut a bunch of shorts. They've cut a bunch of shorts. So I really, really, really want to, film with them again at some point. And, I really want to, get them on The Will of the Hunted for season 3. So I need to, set that up once we're almost through season 2. Crystal, it was super interesting to see some of the clips. Oh, really? Which ones did you like? I'm kind of curious in terms of like feedback for which ones to keep clipping, like going forward. There were like some zany ones. Like there was like a crazy one about me joking about AI porn, which I don't watch. I just like think the ads are funny. As we were talking about like the ethics of like the sex industry and stuff. So that was kind of one of the lighter moments. What else did I cut? I cut what's the best part of being trans? And Ruby asked me that, and I kind of talked about how freedom for expression is kind of the best thing that has come out of my transition for me. Okay, Lacey, you're good. Hall pass! Just kidding. And I also should have mentioned community and having such an amazing group of people around me, supporting me has been also a big part of my transition. AI everywhere, even in the bedroom. I love when Luigi was like, I know about those meme vegetables. I was like, oh yeah, it gets worse than that. Then the clip that I put out last night was very important, but I was like very embarrassed about putting it out. But it was me talking about it was a clip of us talking about OnlyFans and like the stigma. And I've really up until last week haven't talked publicly about coming out of trafficking and becoming a sex worker. And so just kind of like talking about the stigma about that, and like how that was something that was like kind of pushed onto me and wasn't me. And I eventually found freedom and, you know, found myself again. Crystal, it was interesting to see you break down your story, as hard as I'm sure it is to rehash stuff. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching. Yeah, thank you. That was the first time I've actually like kind of admitted that stuff on like another platform outside of like The Will of the Hunted. So that was a big step for me. big step for me. And, you know, I didn't get to share a lot, like, all of my story, but I think I shared enough that, like, people got the gist and, like, you know, could go to the podcast and watch the 3-part healing journey documentary series to, like, kind of see all of it. If, you know, you want to get into the nitty gritty of, like, how that, like, how someone gets into trafficking and, like, gets out. But yeah, no, thank you. That it felt really, really good to talk about it. And that's like, I really want to do public speaking, and I really want to, you know, talk about these things that are just not talked about, so that I can keep other girls, you know, out of the same situation. So, Alex, I always make sure to have a plush on hand for tea talks. T is in, like, trauma, but slay, T. Oh, I have to show you. Mike found a giant Mewtwo plushie for me at Walmart, and I can't express to you how happy this makes me. And he a long boy. Look at these feet. Also his head kind of, like, does that, and that's really fun. So I'll compare to the Mewtwo that I've been sleeping with for 7 years. Okay. Mini stuffed animal haul, because that is something I push for the Mewtwo. That is something I kind of push in terms of, like, self-care for, like, the podcast as well. Like, you know, when I'm talking about trauma, I'm like, please make sure you have a stuffed animal with you. I also have a blanket. I Bibble Bobble Mewtwo! Okay. So this is the one that Mike got me. This is the one that I've had for 7 years now. You can see one of them isn't exactly purple anymore. But I did sew this little, oh, that's not even, it's kind of like a stained sweatshirt at this point, but I did sew this by hand. So, and then recently on vacation, I, for the first time, was able to get my hands on an Exeggutor plushie, because Exeggutor and Mewtwo are my 2 favorites. And this was $45 because it was a Japanese import, and I said, take my money. Okay. So yeah, I have my stuffed animals. Okay, sorry. Let me catch up. Alex, try and stay safe as a community. T as in trauma. Big T's ogres and small T goblins. Exactly, like, I don't know, not to be, like, meta, but, for a long time after everything happened to me, I didn't really know if I wanted to stick around, and, now I know that, like, my purpose is to kind of be there for other girls, and just, like, and, you know, try to educate people and keep people safe and make sure people aren't alone. Crystal, it reminded me a lot of some people in their BDSM relationships. Yeah. Oh, sorry, which part? I just saw Bibble Bobble Mewtwo, and, like, I dissociated. BDSM, I have I don't know if I've, like, mentioned this. I kind of don't want, I'm usually am kind of, like, wary of talking about BDSM because I don't want to, like, project my shit onto, like, everyone. And I know that, like, the kink community is a thing, and people, you know, can have consent and be safe and have fun. BDSM was kind of like a cover, like, it was, like, kind of like a guise for when we were talking about trafficking. Yeah, so I don't know if I don't think I mentioned it in the podcast last week, but basically like that first hookup was sold to me as like a BDSM thing, and then it really wasn't. So I don't really know anything about BDSM. So, but I'm also trying not to be like, oh, it's bad, you know, just because like someone lied to me about it. But yeah, that's also like outside of like the trans, you know, MTF school stuff. I'm also an open book if people have questions about that as well. Because that's like super important. So yeah. I've been working so fucking hard in therapy. I had 3 therapy sessions this week. But I'm making progress. I'm actually making a lot of progress, and I'm going to be filming part 4 of my healing journey in the next couple of weeks, and that'll be the very end of season 2 at the end of next month. Sorry, I was metabolizing. Okay. Alex, after trauma in that area, the brain can sometimes go in 2 directions of hypersexual and low sexual drive. Retweet. And that's a big trap that girls fall into is, you know, like, for me, like, I got no attention from men before I transitioned. I told you, you've got too many ogres for therapy. Oh, ogres are the big T, like big trauma is what you mean? Yeah, so when you're a trans girl and no one, like, before you transition and you're just an egg, and like, whoever you're interested in, for me it was men, like, mostly, like, when men didn't pay attention to me, and then suddenly, when I started, you know, seeing the effects of the estrogen, and like, changing my wardrobe, and presenting more feminine, and then kind of then seeing all the guys go, oh, you're an option now, interesting. I kind of was like, oh yes, attention, give me male attention. But I did not know that all attention is not good attention. And, you know, with my trauma, with the trafficking, I was so hypersexualized to a point where that's all I thought I had value for, which is not true. But, you know, then getting out of that, especially any kind of sexual trauma, you can go very hypersexual, like you said. And I was, you know, like, I can traffic myself, which, you know, wasn't safe or good either. But then, like, some people will, like, completely shut down and go ace. And, like, I definitely left my hypersexual era behind. And I'm not ace now. I just, like, don't talk about sexual, like, but my sexuality, you know, like, publicly anymore. 'Cause, there's still a lot of shame around that for me, and also kind of showing my body because, you know, I sold it. So I've been very like shy about that because I'm very afraid to like exploit myself, like I had been, I had done and had been done to me. So, I just like don't talk about sexuality now, like, or like my sex life. I mean, I have an amazing boyfriend and I'm very happy, and that's all I'm gonna say. And, you know, what I am proud of is that I was able to have conversations about porn and, the industry and OnlyFans and stuff with Luigi and Ruby. And that was like some of the first times I've actually been able to be in those conversations without running away screaming. So that shows that I've done a lot of healing, and that it's not, those don't put me in like life or death, fight or flight as much anymore. And I kind of don't feel like I need to engage in those conversations by exploiting myself, you know. And I can just have like a conversation and laugh about AI porn. And like, that doesn't have to say anything about me being promiscuous or not. Anyways, sorry. Crystal, I mean, it definitely is something that you can feel very rewarding, as most don't get any, so you latch onto anything. Exactly. And attention feels really good. And it can be very tough to kind of, especially like if you didn't grow up as a girl, and you're suddenly experiencing this influx of attention in high school or college or later. We haven't had like, most of us didn't get like the girl childhood where girls were taught like, don't talk to this guy. You know what I mean? Like, this is like, these are the types of attention you need to stay away from. Like, I didn't grow up with men looking at my body, you know, so I never kind of knew that was something I should be kind of watching for. Crystal, the girl I was seeing asked you if you were ace because you weren't being hypersexual, that she had experienced in the past, and that was a little weird to have someone ask that. Oh, to ask if you were ace because you weren't being hypersexual. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, because like, you know, people, there's such a like a balance, and like it's a spectrum. Exactly. But that also like kind of puts a lot of pressure like on the other partner, like for someone to kind of be like, I mean, it comes down to compatibility too. Like, my fourth boyfriend, was pretty much ace, and I was still in my hypersexual era, and we weren't compatible. I ended up opening the relationship, which I felt really bad about, because like, I feel like it made him feel like he wasn't good enough. And I was just like, I'm not getting what I need. And I still regret that. And I should have just broken up with him and be like, okay, we're not compatible. So, I totally understand that. And I've been on the giving end of that pressure, and yeah, you know, but I've done a lot more healing since to kind of understand, and I did apologize to him. So, Alex, it can feel like taking control after feeling like you had none. Exactly. There's also, before I go on my tangent, you're out here living that gray ace bisexual bitch life. Yes. I don't know what gray ace is. Would you be willing to tell me? Someone mentioned arrow ace a couple weeks ago too, and I don't remember what arrow meant. My tangent. No, it's gone. It can feel like taking control after feeling like you have none. Yes, okay, thank you. Sexuality gives you leverage. It's a bargaining chip. It is a luxury good, you know, so it can be used against you, and you can use it against other people as like leverage. And I learned that the hard way. But yeah, but like, you know, hypersexuality is like, oh well, people, you know, all these other people were not respectful of my body and treated me like shit, and like took what they wanted and left me feeling like, left me feeling like, okay, left you feeling like you had no respect. Sorry, yeah. I lost my train of thought. Train! Crystal, yeah, that is one of my big hangups when people brought up being poly, because my limited understanding would always feel like I wasn't enough for my partner, that they need to find someone else. Yeah. Yes. Because like there's like a, I mean, I was in an ethically non-monogamous relationship. I wasn't like poly, like I wasn't trying to bring in more emotional like partners to grow the relationship. So there is a line, like if that's not communicated properly, then you can just think it's just sexual instead of like a desire for like more deep, meaningful connection. You said, yeah, that's what I was trying to convey, because so many people just kind of use and abuse girls that they don't understand when someone's finally respectful to them. Yes. Let me grab a stuffed animal. It's funny. Stay. Because I have PTSD and I have DID, so like getting used to kind of talking about sexuality and like those things is something that's very splitting for my personality, and I'll start forgetting what I'm talking about, or like I'll seem really confused. So that just means I need to do more self-care. So yes. They understand when someone's finally respectful to them. Yeah. You can get like broken down to a point where kindness doesn't feel safe anymore, and that's a really hard place to get back from, because you know, kindness can be manipulative. Apologize if this is better to be kept in. Oh, no, you're totally good. Crystal, you're totally good. Like, I mean, our Discord is very like confined and like definitely very safe, but I really love that these study hall lives are kind of like a public resource as well. So like, no, totally good. Totally good. Please don't feel bad. And that's what I really want to do with my life, is like kind of do public speaking and content creation about this. So, I'm practicing doing self-care and being able to talk about this stuff. And I also, you know, talk really fast, and like, I just need to like take a breath. I think the music, I need to like switch a little bit too. Ooh. Okay. We're gonna put on some emo music. Alex, my partner and I were both poly, and then met each other and just went, nope, this is what we needed. Yeah. Oh, I'm so glad, you know, that like you guys found what you needed in each other. That's so sweet. And I'm so glad. I love when, you know, girls, you know, get the support that they, and the love they deserve. You know. Alex, CPTSD and BPD here. Okay. Don't worry, gal. Keep a drink on hand and have a sip every few minutes. Thank you. I have my, I'm so, like, bad at, like, eating. Like, it's also my autism. I get that, too. But, like, I, like, refuse to cook for myself. I can, but I will literally, like, it stresses me out, so I just make, like, chicken tenders every night, and, like, I don't eat vegetables or anything, so, like, I've been doing these, like, Carnation, like, vitamin protein milk things, and it's like a French vanilla, it's like vanilla milk, so I've been drinking that a lot. Executor, you just finished a Nuzlocke with one of those on your main team. Yes! I've been playing through Fire Red. I'm sorry, this conversation's, I am, like, all over the place. I've been playing Fire Red, and I am still trying to beat the Elite Four on, the Switch, and my team is, Executor, which I named, wait, let me show my team, because I gave them really cool names. I also want to show off my Mewtwo Switch case. And then I'll jump back into, I think, Alex, you have another thing you want to say. Okay, Mewtwo skin. My team is Mewtwo, no, Executor, Nidoqueen, Kabutops, Marowak. What's my water type? You're joking. Oh, I thought my Switch was dead. Oh, it's dead. Never mind. I know that I named my Kabutops Potato Chip. And Mike got me a, like, Kabuto minifigure, which I, like, carry with me everywhere. I know my Nidoqueen's name is Mama Grape. I know my Marowak's name is Bug Juice. My Executor was Windex, but I think I switched it to Mr. Lettuce. And then my Electabuzz was Band-Aid, but now is Frito, I think. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, no, I'm trying to beat the Elite Four, and I switched my team so many times. I like kind of screw myself. I switched my team so many times, but that by the time I get to the Elite Four, I'm so behind in leveling and, like, training. So they're all, like, between level 50 and 55, and, like, you really need things to be in, like, the upper 50s, early 60s to beat. I almost said Cynthia, Gary, and Lance. So I'm gonna keep working on it, but I really want to catch Mewtwo as well. Okay. Tangents are to be expected. Are you the only one who keeps your mons as their names? I'm not sure. I used to, but then I love it now. You hate Nintendo, but man, you miss Pokemon. Is Nintendo, like, Hasbro bad? I don't know anything about it. Alex, I'm gonna jump back to your comment as well. Storyteller D West, hi. Please introduce yourself if you want. I'm trying to get to know everyone's names. You were playing a ROM hack of Emerald. Your team was Swampert, Toxtricity, Executor, Urshifu, Magmortar, and Alchemy. That's cool. And I can't remember, someone mentioned the Nuzlocke. Those are really fun, and those are really fun to watch on YouTube as well. I don't know if you know if for all of you Pokemon fans, you have to check out, and you've probably seen their work, Shiny Stone, and they do like the Diva Lock, and it's all like cupcake and like, you know, all this like kind of like gay brain rot sound effects over like Pokemon battles. It's so good. But they're doing like a full like Diva Lock series of like playthrough with all of that. Long Grass, watch. Which game was I talking about? Fire Red on Switch. But I have every generation of game. I have like Game Boys, I have DS, I have it all. My brother and I have been collecting for so many years. Long Grass, watch all of Always Sunny. I thought you were talking about Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Long Grass, watch all of Always Sunny and just Power Level. That part, I'm so confused, but I agree. Nintendo is just greedy. They're like the Disney of gaming. Oh. Pal World versus Nintendo. I have heard of that. You're Wes. Your name is Wes. You're a geek and a friend to trans people trying desperately to make up for the sins of other cis white men. We thank you. We love allies. We love allies here. Welcome. And glad we have some common interests. Lacey, you love Fire Red. Alex, Pokemon is the biggest franchise in the world. You have billions to spend. They have billions to spend on game development, but refuse to actually develop or optimize. They put out games that could be bashed out in an indie weekend. Yeah. Oh my gosh, right? Because you're an animator, so you like really get that. I totally agree. Like, my favorite Pokemon game is Legends Arceus, because oh god, that makes me miss Breath of the Wild now. I really want to get Breath of the Wild again. But then there's like Let's Go Eevee and like Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, and it's like it's like actually shit. Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Oh, and just Power Level. Okay. Oh, okay. Connecting the dots. God bless Wes. Yes. I used to trying to tie it back to one of Alex's comments I haven't read yet. I up until recently I would God, this is so autistic, and I know I would name my Pokemon after like names and places that were triggering to me to kind of do exposure therapy in a very safe way. And then finally I was like, why am I doing this to myself? And I just started giving them like kind of just really like funny, just brain rot names, like Potato Chip. You prefer the term friend to ally. Okay. Sounds good. Your best friend is a trans woman. If trans people don't exist, I have no one to watch JoJo with. Therefore, trans rights are my number one priority. I love that. Yeah. I have not watched JoJo. I actually don't know what that is, but it sounds familiar. Crystal Nintendo has tried to shut down things like emulators constantly. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Yes. Locking in. Yes. Yeah. They like, and the shit they're pulling with like the Switch too. Like, you have to buy, I don't even know how much a Switch 2 is, but to get Pokopia, a game that they could make for Switch 1, but just, and then, yeah, like shutting down the emulators and stuff, but then not actually like producing more of like the Game Boy games and like the classic vintage games. And then the prices for those are like hundreds of dollars. It like, oh, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, the single strangest and one of the gayest animes you've ever seen. That's cool. Honestly, Wes, sound logic. Exactly. Like, we all need, like, a trans girl to, like, watch anime with. Pokopia would not run in Switch 1. Oh, like, based on, like, how it's developed. That is very fair. Yeah. It's like the forced obsolescence thing that, like, maybe it's just, like, me being, like, I don't understand it, so it's bad. Like, I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say. About the same price as other games on other consoles, yeah. Right here I have Hot Wheels Unleashed. I have Pokemon Arceus. I have Plants vs. Zombies that I've never played because I like the original game better. I have Legends CA, which I've played for about an hour. I have Pokemon Violet, which I've played for about an hour. I have Pokemon Shield, which I've beaten twice. I have Need for Speed Hot Pursuit that my brother got me. I've played for an hour. And then I have Brilliant Diamond, which I honestly forgot. It wasn't that important to me on how much I actually got through it. Ew, One Piece. I'm trying to catch up. Yeah, I love... What's wrong with One Piece? Again, something I know literally nothing about, except that the trading cards are at the store I work at. We've been flexed on, bow. Hey, Ahab. Bad writing, pacing, story, and characters are downright ugly. Is that for One Piece? One Piece is goated. What do you mean? Oh my god. Our gaming Discord channel is about to go crazy. My best friend in high school made me watch 7 Deadly Sins, which I thought was cool. I don't know if Pokemon counts as anime. Oh, okay. I will flex my anime card. I have Mike Loves Cowboy Bebop. So we have that box set. And what's the other one he likes? Afro Samurai? Oh, I can't remember. Afro Samurai, Samurai Jack, something like that. Good to see you. Got to hit bed early for 9 hours of driving tomorrow. Why? I wanted to pop in and listen while showering. Crush it per the usual. Thank you. I saw that you liked some of the clips from the Kaleidoscope podcast too, so thank you. I'm glad you got to see that. And thank you for helping me make sure I, got my ass on time to that podcast. One day the name Eiichiro Oda will be spoken alongside William Shakespeare and J.R. Tolkien. Crystal, I have started the equivalent of subs versus dubs. I have no idea what that means. You wanted to vomit out your eyeballs after seeing One Piece. Oh my god. There's a war happening. People are taking sides. Story. Wes, also autistic here. I have the same problem. Sorry, I'm just scrolling back. autistic. Your partner was socialized femme and you mask, and you both swapped to support each other. Awesome. Awesome. Self-regulation is so difficult when you've been taught that your needs don't matter. Also, executive dysfunction from neurospicy, period. That part. Did I get everything? Yeah. Okay. Rage bait? Oh my god. You guys are getting very heated on this. I'm a little scared. You would recommend One Piece live action for beginners. It's more accessible. Does anyone remember Digimon? Yeah, Mike loves Cowboy Bebop. And I don't know if it's Afro Samurai or what it's called. But those are the only like true anime I can claim to have watched besides like Ghost in the Shell. You remember Digimon? Yay! Someone does. How did you go from One Piece to Stockholm Syndrome? That's my question. Whoa. I'm so autistic that I can't tell if like you're actually joking or if you're actually fighting. Beelzemon. I couldn't like name a single Digimon. I just remember watching it on Jetix. Okay, guys. Let's change topics since everyone has very strong feelings about One Piece. So let's let's talk voice training. Wait, okay, you're all in good spirits with the disagreement. Okay. My bad, carry on. Just wanted to make sure. No bad blood. Okay. Okay. Sorry. I'm very scared of confrontation, so I was just like, oh my god, I hope no one's feelings are getting hurt. Sorry, my face gets numb sometimes. Beelzebub. Does anyone like gorillas? Like random tangent. Does anyone like gorillas? Your anxiety is high as hell, but that's a me thing. Okay. You like gorillas? This is... Whoa. This is the kind of disagreement it's okay to have. Not like those trans films who claim that hate is an opinion. The animal or the band? Oh, the band. The band. It would be like very autistic of me to just be like, what do you guys think about cephalopods? You've been rereading Animorphs? I feel so seen. Your favorite character had a gorilla morph. What's the one that, like, the girl, like, goes down into, like, a rat or, like, a mouse or something? I love gorillas. I have not watched Always Sunny. But I had someone, when I did the first season of The Will of the Hunted, and I had, like, which I'm now, in hindsight, naming Red String Theory. That's the season name. I had someone, comment, like, a picture of, Charlie Day, is that his name? Doing, like, with, like, all the red string, and I was like, they said that, my show looked like a wholesome version of that. I was like, yes. I love gorillas so much. That's a whole nother, like, lore that I just love. That was number 22, The Solution. When you turned 9, you got that book for your birthday. That's so cool. Animorphs was so good. I loved the books I could get in the library when I was homeless. I'm so sorry. I had Animorphs when I was in, like, elementary school. I also loved Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, and I loved Goosebumps. I love scary stuff. I love spooky stuff. Maybe not in my EMDR era, but maybe again someday. Girl, I don't know what book you're talking about. I think I have it. Oh, we're doing a Gorillas talk. Okay. Okay, guys. Goosebumps, I read so many. I ain't happy, I'm feeling glad I got sunshine in a bag. I'm useless, but not for long. The future is coming on. That part. What is in it? I think that's just, like, something I printed out or bought on eBay. This is the 2020 Gorillas Almanac. R.L. Stine is a hack? Probably. I don't know anything about him. I'm going to come out and say very publicly, your sister and you loved Scary Stories. The lady with the hump back, who, like, walks down the hallway very slowly, scared the shit out of me. I'm still scared of her. Murdoch. It is canon in my brain that we are soulmates. And to get even more autistic, when I found Gorillas in 2020, it really helped me kind of escape a lot of my initial extreme panic after escaping trafficking, and I just immersed myself in Gorillas and the story of Murdoch and, like, him kind of making the deal with Beelzebub, and his middle name being Faust. I got really inspired by that, and I ended up, like, writing an entire short film series, kind of inspired by Faust and, that. It wasn't an almanac, but a journal of Murdoch? How do I not? Oh, I need that. I need that. I also... that year, I was like, it's not safe for me to, like, romanticize people anymore. So I, like, made, like, a whole little shrine to Murdoch. And, like, yeah. The book was like $2,000 in 2013. What's the DVD that they had originally? Was it called Bananas or like Celebrity Meltdown or something that came out like during phase 1? You have a shrine to Roddy Piper, or you used to before you moved. Who's Roddy Piper? Let me show you what Gorillaz vinyls I have. I will say, when I tell you what I'm about to tell you, you will be told. Oh, Murdoch, the creepy guy who kidnapped the band members, he always gave me the ick. So... So... There. I have a problem kind of romanticizing toxic male characters because it's not safe to do that in real life. So it's you know, yeah, kind of with some hindsight, I'm like, oh, I forgot about that part. This is Plastic Beach. Roddy Piper, the pro wrestling legend and star of the 1988 John Carpenter classic, They Live. Okay, cool. I haven't heard of him before. The weird, creepy, bigoted cult guy. Okay, guys, this is like a special interest, like, wrestling match, like, oh my god. And then I have the Now Now. That was Hulk Hogan. I have the Now Now. I really want Humans. Humans is my favorite Gorillaz album. Yeah. I love the Now Now though. Yeah, I kind of forgot about the kind of really icky backstory of Murdoch though. How he kind of kidnapped 2D and whatever the fuck goes on with Noodle, which is a very highly debated topic in the fandom since she was a child. Okay, I'm going to start doing some makeup. I think doing something physically will help me, like, stop switching. That was the light version of the lore. You're so old, Feel Good ink is locked. But respect. What does locked mean? Wes, I don't know enough about the band to have a favorite album, but I really like the song Clint Eastwood. Yeah, that's a good song. Demon Days is a really good album. Really, really good album. Feel Good Ink, I love that song. Off of... I do have the Demon Days vinyls. I have the picture discs. It's there! I love the song El Mañana. It fucks me up bad. Like, that's the kind of I don't want to wake up tomorrow type song. But it's so good. Locked In is an all-time fave. Okay. Yeah. I gotcha. That's such a goated period of music. Yeah, I don't know. I love... It's very rare for me to kind of... God, I love the music fits. Yes! it's very rare for me to kind of have like a special interest in like a male fronted like band or music, and they were kind of like the first for me, that it wasn't just like a diva worship thing anymore. But I also Parcher is one of my top favorite artists of all time, and he's also my best friend, and but it's still diva worship because he's a diva. Fish. Your favorite band is Fish. I don't know any Fish songs. I did get asked about Ben and Jerry's on a podcast last week, and I mentioned that fish food was one of my favorite flavors. Not standard male, gorilla fronted. That part. Yeah. Alex, you with My Chemical Romance and The Pretty Reckless. Nice. The Pretty Reckless. The Pretty Reckless. I'm trying to remember if Parker told me about them. Parker, who goes on stage as Parker. 5 out of 4. I don't know if it's 5 out of 4 or 5/4. Was your first secret prog song. Cindy Lou Who hit puberty and it hit hard. What? Sorry, that threw me. Prog metal. I like Icy Stars. I like Motionless in White. I like I can't remember. Icy Stars is like my favorite prog band, I guess. I'm not very educated on. And also, if any of these bands I name have problematic ethics, please let me know, because I don't follow them. Ahab, okay, what's your take on Fleetwood Mac? I have this theory that all women need to discover Stevie Nicks and Fleetwood Mac. I haven't entered my Stevie Nicks era yet, but I love her music. Or like, I love what I've heard. And I love her as a person. I'm currently entering my Madonna era, finally. I've never gotten into her music before, but I've been watching every interview with her, and I've been listening a lot to Ray of Light, that album, to help with my grieving. I look to art to help me fix the holes in myself. Oh, Julia's here. Hey. You forgot it was Friday. Fucked Up World was a banger. Oop. Madonna is amazing. Oh, you're talking about Taylor Momsen, who played Cindy Lou Who in The Grinch starring Jim Carrey. My favorite Christmas movie. Yes, that is really cool. Madonna. A couple years ago, during the Free Britney movement, I got very into Britney Spears, and I have her book and everything, and like she was like, in her book she was talking a lot about learning how to be a woman in show business from Madonna. So then I finally was like, okay, now I need to learn about Madonna, and I need to watch all the interviews and get into all the music. So I'm also very inspired by like her aesthetic. Like I love the blonde. I love the red lip. I love the kind of power diva. And I find myself very inspired to kind of emulate that. Or cosplay it, whichever level that lands on. I'm still trying to get this. If you utter so much as one syllable, I'll hunt you down and gut you like a fish. If you'd like to fax me, press the star key. Cave Town, or no offense anyone. My brother was really into Cave Town when we were in high school. Is Lemon Boy a Cave Town song? Because my friend Mel used to love that. She gave me some vinyls that I just don't. I think one's Crystal Cal. I have these 2 vinyls I don't know anything about. Oh, sorry, Glass Animals. Seven and Mary, RKS band. I have no idea what this is. My friend Mel just had like a duplicate and gave it to me. And then I have Glass Animals Dreamland. I have literally no idea who this is. Just gave it to me too. Oh, that's a quote from The Grinch, just in case anyone thinks I'm crazy. I love The Grinch. Trans man absolutely rocking it. The Grinch? Nephew played Fleetwood Mac and literally nothing else. I lost it. My boyfriend Mike has this really funny story of how he ended up living with a stepbrother who played Bjork every night until, like, Bjork was just completely ruined for him. Cave Town and No Offense are both trans men. Really? I don't know how I didn't know that. Wow. Cool. We love to see it. Storyteller, fair enough. My niece and nephew played Gordon Lightfoot's The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald on loop. And it does brutalize my mind. I thought Cave Town got a woman to cover one of his songs, but he was just pre-T. I don't know if anyone likes Kim Petras here, but her new album just came out today, and she was like one of the trans people who like has been a huge trailblazer for me. Her new album came out today, and Parker and I are like freaking obsessed. And I literally like stopped working today. We were unloading like our inventory truck at work, and I stopped and I went and got my credit card and I bought the Detour slap bracelet for one for Parker and one for me. Yeah. I'm gonna... Was I starting makeup? Well, probably. What's that name again? You'll check it out on your drive tomorrow. Kim Petras. Kimpetras. She's a trans pop star. I saw her once live in 2019. Boards of Canada's new album came out this week, and so Inferno is on your drive playlist. Cool. Alex, I've been awake for 80 hours-ish. What? It's 1 a.m. You should probably sleep. Please sleep. Thank you for everything you've done this week for, like, the Discord and, like, everything. Thank you so much. I can't thank you enough. Thanks for hanging out, too. And see you in the Discord. That's a lot of hours. I hope you're joking. I really hope you're joking. I'm scared that you're not. I almost just launched my light. Kim Patrick's awesome. I'm here for it. Yeah. She's had a very complicated public life as well, just because she's also kind of been manipulated by really powerful men, and I just love her so much. Chronic pain and mentally ill. I'll be up again in 6. Oh my god, please take care of yourself. Sorrow beyond measure. You think you need to do another purge of pre-transition clothes? I kept like one bag of my Nike socks, like my Nike basketball socks, and like a couple shirts, and like that's all I kind of kept. Joy and nothing more. You made it this far. You do it every 4 to 6 months and get rid of more clothes. I just went through my entire wardrobe and like donated half of it because speaking of mental health, I was on risperidone for an antipsychotic for a year. Good night, Alex. Thanks so much. Have a great night. Get some sleep and we'll catch up. Thanks for everything again. I gained 40 pounds on risperidone, so like I had to get bigger clothes, and then when I lost it all, when I got off it, I still had all of those clothes, so I like just donated a bunch. And luckily there was like a donation box down the street. Risperidol! Oh my god, right, the pharmacy. The pharmacy dimension. Girl. Miss Lamotrigine. She keeps me going. Also, I was at work talking today about how good I feel to not be working in the pharmacy anymore. Like, I have hope again. They had you on risperidone from 11 to 16, only supposed to be a year. Yeah. Yeah, risperidone was supposed to help my PTSD, but then we didn't at the time realize I had DID, and that risperidone was actually just like making that worse. Your doctor told you once that he thought you were bipolar and wanted you to take Haldol. Your mom took you to a different doctor. I don't know what Haldol is. Is that another mood stabilizer? Yeah, risperidone, like, actually just made me, like, fucking unemotional. Like, literally, like, took all of my, emotions away, and I gained, and then I stored all of them as water weight. And then when I got off of risperidone, I was like, oh my god, I have feelings again. And it also, risperidone no joke, that's modern Haldol. Antipsychotics are some of the wildest shit you've tried. I didn't know that it was like, I guess I've never heard of, yeah, Halo. I'm just going to call it Halo. It was supposed to help the BPD, but you were still in a bad environment, so it did nothing and just made you a traumatized zombie. Exactly. Like, it's a mood stabilizer that they also use to sedate agitated patients in the hospital sometimes. Yeah. I like real tea. I have almost gone inpatient 3 times. I've never done it successfully. Should I have? After getting away from trafficking? Abso-fucking-lutely. But I wouldn't let my parents do it. But I have had friends who have been inpatient and been on lithium and stuff. So actually, I don't know if that would ever actually have helped me, but, you know, I'll never know. But, when they, Grippy Sock Vacation, when I started working with a psychiatrist in 2023, because I was like, I had like a psychotic break for a few years after trafficking, which like, to be expected, but basically like 3 years ago this time, I was trying to live in my car, and the year before I had set myself on fire, and like I was like, my parents were like, okay, you need a psychiatrist, Eva. And they stripped me off of, I was only on an antidepressant at that point, mind you, which like, yeah, that was doing a lot. So they like stripped me off of SSRIs, and then I had to detox for 2 weeks. And then like, that was probably like the closest I ever got to going inpatient. Cause I was like, I literally, no. But then I tried a bunch of different stuff, and then risperidone ended up getting me stable enough. But it completely blocked my switching, for DID, which only gets healed through trauma healing. But, it made me feel dead for like a couple years. It was really bad. Go to bed, Witchy Queen. That part. Sorry. You were 19 when you had mine. Halo, cute, is used all over psych wards, big for antipsychotic episodes and forced sedation, second to ketamine for such things. Your system in the US is just gross. Very fair. Yours was police driven, wasn't hurting anyone, just, yeah. Yeah. Is Halo like lithium? You're heavily unmedicated. You may stay up again and do some texturing on Freaky. Put the blender down, Diva. Get some sleep. Yeah, I had such a stigma. I thought there was such a stigma around like going inpatient, because I thought that like I would like never be able to get a job again after that. So I like refused a lot of treatment that probably would have helped me a lot. So, yeah. But also like since we're like trigger warning talking about like Susie Slide, yeah, I should have gone inpatient after I basically just like went in the backyard and was like, I'm done, and just like grabbed a lighter. But my mom made me go to the doctor because it got infected, because it was like a 2nd or 3rd degree burn, and I was really worried that if I told them why I did that they would commit me, which they should have. But I told them that a leaf landed on me at a campfire and gave me a 2nd or 3rd degree burn. Lithium is actually incredible for people. Incredible for people who need it very specifically. It can be amazing, but Haldol really just crashes people who are on a major spiral into a dissociated calm. Alex, mine was from a halfway house. Second, homelessness 22. I'm glad you have support now, and that you have a safe space to live in. And they gave you a choice of being sectioned or voluntary. What does sectioned mean? Ahab, I'm so glad you made it without. You were a fucking heroine. Lighter, I've burned myself in a ton. Oh, because you, yeah. Because you do, the branding with the, yeah, like the, like, metalwork you do. But as an attempt, wild. That's the fucked up thing about DID is, like, oh, section versus voluntary. I'm not sure what section means. Sectioned is removal of rights, involuntary state. Okay, thank you. Is that like what they call like committed? Like where you're kind of, you put in there against your will? You need to go to a court to restore rights and shit from a 17-year-old stay because no one told me they were different. Witchy's got it. Yep, committed, involuntary, institutionalized. You went voluntary. You needed your freedom to go to nature. I'm really glad I'm still here. It is a fucking fight, though. You're a pagan and a witch. Relatable. Slay. Voluntary, you keep your rights. If you let the police decide it's involuntary, and in Pennsylvania, you can never own a gun again. Silly little thing, you eat meat and like hunting. Yeah. Sorry, I'm so spun. I had EMDR last night, and then I had a follow-up appointment at 7 this morning. So I'm like still kind of like, woo! You worked on a beef farm. You prefer to be in the process if you're eating tasty meat. T. There's a reason I say God's not God and hell not hell. H-E-L not. H-E double hockey sticks. I don't know what H-E-L is, but that's fair. Yeah, that's cool. I've never hunted, but I do have a show called... I'm just kidding. Oh, Hel, the daughter of Loki. Did meat eating animal stuff shake you? My bad, don't mean to be weird. Are you talking to Witchy or me? Wait, you watched The Bubba Hunted? Hel, the daughter of Loki, god of death, helped you get through some shit. I don't know anything about her, but that's cool. Mike likes the show Loki. I'm guessing that's the Marvel version. To me? Okay. No. No, it wasn't about you. Thank you though. No, I had like a really big, what am I trying to say? A really big truth come out about my story this week that I haven't talked about publicly yet. Yeah, it's really messing with me. You put on Twath while you're working? You should like and share more, but you're millennial AF. Thank you for watching it. Dissociation for the win. Girl, real. Oh. My reintegration therapy with the EMDR is like so crazy. But like the reintegration I've done has helped me actually, like, I can get through a fucking work day now. Thank God. Deep breaths, have a drink. Thank you. I'm trying to pull the blanket without pulling everything on it. You're okay, you're safe, you're cared for. Sorry. Where the fuck are my stuffed animals? Thank you. Yeah. I'm really ready to film another healing journey update because I have just like a lot that I just have. I always feel better once I kind of get it out. And then it's not just like on me anymore. Each day passed is a day towards healing. It's not a straight line. Thank you. I will say though, like, I am so proud of myself because even with all of the fucking shit I've worked through, this spring, I've only been in EMDR for 6 months. Before I started EMDR, I did not know I had DID. I did not know I was trafficked. But in the past 6 months, the amount of healing I've done is absolutely insane. And I actually want to live again. Like, in the first episode of The Will of the Hunted, I was like, I don't know why I'm still here, basically. But then throughout each healing journey update, because that's a playlist on The Will of the Hunted, you can see me getting happier each time. And like kind of, you know, being like happier and expressing myself more. Thank you. But yeah, like, but like some of the stuff that is just like coming out, I'm just like, I don't understand how this actually happened. And maybe that's me being autistic and being like, people weren't bad. People can't be bad. Why would people be bad? But, like oh my God. Therapy gets mandatory reporter-ish. Friends are there, but trying a lot. It's tough and brutal. Yeah. Thank you, Julia. And thank you, Ahab. And thank you, Alex. Yeah, fuck it. In, part 2, I talked about, realizing that I was actually trafficked, and that there was a situation where someone was forced to be a customer. And they were manipulated into being a customer. And like, I found out last week that they were actually just like a victim too, and that we were both kind of like held against our will. And it was just like the whole thing was a fucking setup for him to be robbed. So like and then because I originally was kind of like a little bit mad at the roommate, because it was like, you know, were you actually like coming there for looking for a sale? But no. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, exactly. So like, my understanding through all of my EMDR is that he was a roommate at the house where I went the first night and got started into the trafficking process, where I was, you know, brainwashed and like then had to go back every single day. And he was a little bit older than me, was in grad school. I think just had gotten out of grad school. Chemistry, like went to school for chemistry. And we like met each other like one day when I was like leaving that house to go to work. And I was like, oh my God, like this guy could be a boyfriend. Like he could get me out of here. And then I like told my handler, I was like, oh my God, I met this guy. And he's like, yes, you did. And you will meet him more. And I think he was kind of promised that he would get to know me and get to meet me. And then the additional layer of being groomed into thinking it was a hookup, but then, like when he got there, I was, restrained, like, and, it was kind of, we were both kind of being forced to have this like transaction that could be, used against him as like he was a paying customer or whatever, when we were both just fucking kids. And, you know, and then we both kind of were like, we don't want to do that. That's not what we're here for. And I kind of tipped it off too, because I think I knew it was that, you know, he was going to get robbed, and I tipped it off, and we both got, we both had a little nap, and then he got completely robbed, and we both were, oh my God, I can't believe I'm fucking talking about this in live. I'm so sorry. We were, chained up back to back, and he had to get away by dislocating his wrists. And he didn't want to do that to me, so he just left. But I didn't realize that, you know, I thought he was just like kind of a customer, but we were actually just like both victims. And I also, like, one of the big thing I worked on today was like reframing it from abandonment issues to he was just trying to survive. He was just trying to do what he needed to do to get out. And I had been like really holding on to that hope of, like, oh my God, maybe he will come back. And, like, what if because I did end up, like, this person was so fucking buried in my mind to the point that, like, I was dating people like him, but had no idea who he was. And then when I started EMDR, like, his name came up in my head, and then I found him online, which is crazy. I didn't reach out, but, I really recently, I really did want to, but then I kind of realized that that would just kind of mess up his life, because he's, like, married and, like, you know, a college professor, and, like, I don't want to fuck with that. And, so there was, like, I was having a really big battle with closure, like, of if I don't reach out, does that not make it real? So I did end up finding out that he has a YouTube channel as well, and I got to hear his voice, and that was closure I never thought I would have gotten. But also, we did a lot of work last night about reframing it as not an abandonment thing, that he actually just, he was in a worse position than me, because at that point, he was an empty wallet that got robbed and was a loose end. So, like, while the handler left to go use his money to buy drugs or whatever, he probably would have come back and, like, you know, that kid. Because I had, I was supposed to be sold overseas. So I kind of, at that point, I kind of realized that he was in a worse position than me, because he had no more value. And, like, what were they going to just let him go right to the police? Like, no. Yeah, but he, so I decided that I'm not going to reach out, and that we both are just, like, living separate lives, and that's okay. Yeah, and I also, but the kind of good thing that came out of all of that was I realized that I actually had power. And I kind of, that was, like, kind of the point where I realized that I actually wasn't powerless, that I wasn't hopeless. And even though he didn't save me, which he couldn't, that I wasn't out of options, and that I actually started playing the game. And I started, this is bad to admit, I started, like, blackmailing my handler and being like, you can only hurt me so much before you hurt your business. So, like, you need me a lot more than I need you at this point. You've taken everything. Like, I have nothing left. So, you know. And then I took that energy into getting myself to the hospital and calling my mom. So, and I got out because of that. And I guess it did take me losing everything and losing my hope to realize that I still was stronger than I thought I was. And I was able to kind of be there for myself. And then also kind of let that hope go of, I didn't need the roommate to save me. He needed to save himself, and that was what's important. So, but, like, I was literally, like, I can't believe I'm doing this. I was literally, like, going frame by frame through his YouTube videos to try to find and see if I could still see, like, bruises. And I did, and I was like, okay, I'm not crazy. So I kind of let that go, and I was like, all right, that's why I forgot about it, because there was nothing else I could do about it, and I'm okay. And I got myself out, and I have a great life now, and he got himself out, he has a great life now, and, you know, yeah. Sorry. I haven't been reading the comments, I'm sorry, I've been, like, Okay, sorry. Okay. Scrolling up. Alex, I get it. Ahab, what the fuck? Alex, I've got so much I need to work through still, but little pieces at a time. Every day we carry on. It's a day one. Every victimizer is a victim. Every victimizer is a victim. We have to find it in ourselves to forgive those we can and move away from those who can't. Ahab, all good needs to come out. What the fuck? That part. Alex, have a deep breath. Pinch the base of your thumb between your thumb and finger. Pinch the base of your thumb between your thumb and finger. Like that. Is that supposed to like help with dissociation? That clearly should never have happened to anyone, and certainly no one so young. Sex is this weirdly hugely influential aspect to socializing. It horrifies me. It's so much. Yeah. Alex, well done, AJ. Thank you for making it. Thank you. Ahab, nothing has to be said or known to be true. Never ever confuse that. You each made it out differently and painfully, but individually and fully. You got to that point with your parents. This suicidality and self-harm stem from and apart from that. I hear you for sure. I'm so sorry. I'm glad you're still here. Alex, you're safe, you're cared for, you're strong. I've never done this on live before. Oh my god. But you know, there's only so much I can do to like hide behind a character with like MTF School. You know, so it's like, I think it gets to a point where it's a disservice for me to kind of pretend that I'm like, okay. I think that like, in my experience, that stresses viewers out more. Like if you're like pretending to be okay when you're not. It's like so much better to just be honest. Karthik, put makeup. That was originally the goal. Ahab, you aren't crazy. Crazy is evident by its fruit. Crazy is you can't sustain a life with relationships. You do. Alex, deep breaths, take a drink. Girl, you need to sleep too, but thank you. That pinch is supposed to calm the automatic nervous system. It helps dissociation. I did not know that. Cold drink triggers the vagus nerve. I think I've reached the end. Ahab, I could see you streaming someday. What do you mean? What streaming what? Yep, being here now matters. You got this. All right. I've never tried this before, but thank you. You've made every therapist cry, hence you're not allowed to do therapy. Sorry, that feels good that I kind of got that out. I've just been like, what the fuck is my GTA life? Like, what the fuck? Like, I've been like, kind of like, what the fuck? How the fuck? Like, what do you mean I like was used as bait for someone to get robbed? Like, that's so fucked up. I don't want that to be real. Like Twitch, like you're streaming now, but you could see streaming be a bigger part of your career someday since you're good at that. Thank you. Do you think Twitch is like something I should try? I really like Vanilla Mace, and I feel like I relate a lot to like how she does her content creation and like how she engages with her audience, and that she really inspires me a lot. Just like very, very feel good, very fun, very like big sister energy. Alex, you've had so many works with Clarissa's team. You know all the tools. Oh, so you know how to like work around them. Yeah. I have 2 therapists a week, and like that's a lot, but I fucking need it. And it's I got to a point where I could work a job again. Because when I originally had my intervention and I started getting psychiatric help, I was not able to work a job. I was so dissociated. I rebuilt my career, I rebuilt my life. I haven't hurt myself in 6 months. Like, I'm really, really proud. I'm really, really proud. And like, when in moments when I'm not dissociated and I'm not having flashbacks, guys, if I'm gonna be really real, I can't sleep. Like, I am so scared of sleeping. Like, when I can have like the best day ever. I can have a great day at work. I can like hang out with you guys and laugh and like clip all of the funniest parts of podcasts and like reels and stuff and feel really good. And then like the second I close my eyes, I am like jumping out of bed screaming. And like, or just crying myself to sleep. Cause I just am like, I like, you know, water kind of settles to its lowest point or whatever. Like, I close my eyes and I'm like back in chains. So it's like, it's very, there's a huge cognitive dissonance for me to kind of appreciate safety and appreciate what I'm seeing in front of me and like the life I've built and like, all the connections I've been able to make. And especially like the love that you guys show for me is like very healing, but also it's very, it's kind of, it takes me by surprise a lot. I'm like, if I'm being honest, because like I just assume people won't believe me, or I assume that people will like teach so you can genuinely help with sleep quite a bit. It can be intense, but it can be getting it out too. I love THC. Witchy B, why do you think I'm still here in the 80 plus hours of consciousness? Yeah, I feel you. Alex, I'm so proud of, I don't know why I keep referring to your username and your real name. I'm so sorry. So proud of you for getting here. Thank you. And I am so proud of like working through this fucking horrible ass shit, because it's like, the more I do that, the more I'm able to kind of be here and be present and enjoy like the life I have and be able to kind of give back and like, you know, I don't know. I feel like it can be kind of performative, maybe like performative seeming to be like, I want to keep people safe. I want people to know they're not alone. But I'm like, actually like, dude, that's all I can do at this point, because like I got left in the fucking dust in a crack house. You know, I'd never want that for another girl. Girl, don't stress, you're all good. Thank you. Sorry, I missed something about Twitch. Going full time at content, I would think trying all platforms for a bit and seeing what sticks and monetize well seems fair. Thank you. That's a really, really, really big goal for season 3 of The Will of the Hunted. And like retail is like kind of the worst thing I can do for my dissociation at this point. But like, I have to fucking pay for meds and I have to fucking pay for therapy and rent and a car. And like, that's a big thing that Mike and I are starting to work on, is like, how do we have a platform now. People are responding positively. People are supporting. People are building Discords for us. Like, it's crazy. And I'm like, okay, so how do I take this, what we've been building, to a point where I can stop working at CVS and I can have 1 or 2 more days a week to do podcast episodes and do more streaming, you know? Like, I want to stream more than once a week. You know, and maybe I can get to a point where I'm not having 2 or 3 therapy sessions a week, and then that could become more streaming time eventually, you know? Like, Alex, you want to make people happy and entertained. It can be the difference between someone making it another day. Exactly. You know? I totally feel that. Like, I'm also just like so, and I have to be very careful because, like when I was, like, before I was trafficked, I was working on a clothing brand that was all about trans empowerment. And I was, doing photo shoots, and I was like having all of these like networking with all these other trans kids, and being like, oh my God, let's all wear these really cool clothes that make us feel good. And then that got hijacked by my trafficker and was like then starting to recruit those trans people to be trafficked. I actually don't know how many people did. I know at least one. So there's, and I didn't know that's what was happening. So like, there's still a very huge part of me that's scared that like, when I am bringing all these trans people together, that I'm not making them a target, and that I'm actually like making a safe platform, and I'm making a safe space. And, and there's a lot of guilt around, being used to recruit people, and like in my kind of projection on like, oh my God, I'm not doing that again, am I? Like, so it's like I have to be very careful that I can't save everyone. I can do what I need to do. Like I am like, I find myself trying to read every comment, like everything, which is getting harder now that like there's more people who are like, being super supportive and engaging with my content. And I have to be like, okay, I need to do what I can do. I need to take care of myself as well. You're always here to help. I literally like can't, you, Lacey and Audrey and like everyone else who like have been building like the Discord and stuff. Like I don't know if I can put into words how much that means to me. Like, honestly. Cause like yeah, I don't know if I can. Alex, you can't blame yourself for the strings pulled by others. Yeah. Thank you. That was, now that it's like probably never ever going to be disclosed, I almost had another survivor come on the podcast. And, we had like talked about it for months and months and months, and I got ghosted. So that won't be happening now. So that's why I'm talking about it. I kind of shut that door and was like, okay, trauma bonds do not equal friendships. And I was expecting too much. But that survivor did tell me that they didn't blame me for what happened. And that I really needed to hear that. So, I at least got that. Ahab, that part is so hard. Can't save everyone is brutal and so true. The worst part, we can't save anyone. We can help, we can be here, but saving is one's own choice. Exactly. Like, it gets to a point where, being protective can become controlling, and then you can become like, you can push people even further into bad situations. I'll heart right back at you, Lacey. Alex, you never had a safe space, so if you can help build one, you will. That part. Can't blame them though. I mean, that's so tough. Yeah. And like, it's, I'm not, like, I totally understand. Like, I know it was a big ask to go on the podcast, but they seemed interested in it. and I just set it up to be the most safe and comfortable I possibly could make it. And I didn't even get like a, hey, I'm not comfortable with this. Hey, I'm not like, like, I really appreciate you doing this. I'm not ready to talk about this publicly. I just got like left. And that had happened before with that person. Like, we went back and forth on like whether or not we were going to go to the police for a long time, for years. And then I ended up doing it by myself, which I understand. They were in a place where they didn't want to, or they wanted to move on with their life. But then when I went to the police, and then I went through the DA's office, and they basically were like, like, I like reached out and like told the survivor, like, I did everything I could. I'm so sorry. And then I never heard anything. And I was just like, oh, cool. Which, like, I don't know, maybe I expect too much of people, especially people who are other survivors. And that's been a huge thing, is like projection that I've had to work on, especially like with the now other survivor who I know, who, is probably like married and having kids right now. Like, why would I like reach out and be like, hey, remember, like, like when you like, like I like, what would you say to someone who reaches out? Like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm glad you're okay. Like, so I expect too much, and I have to kind of find that validation within me. So, Alex, I appreciate you and all that you're doing. Well done. You've got this. Thank you. The full stops are here. That way you can break up the information and give yourself a chance to breathe. What are the full stops? Quiet tea in deeper, clear spaces. They have in deeper, clear spaces. That has largely been my experience of how people distance. No conversation, just vanish. Turns out attacked people may not have the most advanced social skills. Yeah, true. Alex, I'm gonna read it. I'm just gonna say a trigger warning before I read this out loud. Okay. One of my abusers reported me to the police so that they could feign innocence and victimize others. Yeah, I'm so sorry. I remember you mentioning something about a police incident, like when I first met you on one of these lives. So, thank you for telling me. I'm so sorry, and that's fucked up, and that's not fair, and people are just fucking shitty, and I'm so sorry. Full stop periods isn't called. Oh, periods as they are called in the States. Okay. The one thing that like the other survivor did teach me, which I wasn't ready to hear, was that abusers and traffickers are kind of stupid. And I didn't want to believe that, because I didn't want to believe that I just wasn't smart enough to see what was happening. But I think the big thing that why I'm still here is that I realized that they can kind of play out their hand. And then I was like, oh, I see where I have leverage. And now I'm like, because they underestimate human kindness. And my handler also like rode with my mom and I in her car from the hospital back to his house. And then my mom took me to a hotel to get me the fuck out of there. And then he just assumed that I would just come back by like just continuing to threaten me and shit. And I didn't, because my mom was smart enough to like not let me, even though I wanted to. Because if I did go back, I was gonna get on a boat to Haiti in like a week and a half. The other thing that I am going to talk about in the next healing journey update is that I actually figured out who the buyer was too. And involved with the US government. But like, yeah, I have no idea how to process that one. Nothing we can do besides moving on. That's how we win. Exactly. Like, yeah. What is DJT? DJ Khaled. We the best music. I really can't tell if that person was telling me to do makeup in like a, hey girl, do your makeup for MTF school, or like in a misogynistic way. I'm trying not to read into it. Oh, John Trump buyer. Ew, yeah. Yeah, I probably wouldn't ever be able to say the buyer's name because we did look up. They are not on the Epstein list that I know of. But definitely kind of have big ties to government organizations and kind of like a warlord. Like, I was like, oh yeah. No, they would definitely buy people. For sure. Definitely wasn't getting on a cruise ship. That was probably like the 2-week period was like waiting for them to get the yacht up to Boston. That was probably what was happening. Because I think it's easier to smuggle people on ships than it is like on planes because of, like TSA and security and shit. Put makeup. Yeah. Did you guys get the same read on that? Was that like a, yeah, that was probably, do not. I also found, I was like going back through footage of, oh my God, did I like, and I feel like I basically in my third healing journey episode, I literally like kind of pretty much like doxed my trafficker. I was like, here's the house, have fun reverse Google image searching, and I basically showed him minus his eyes. So, oops. But at this point, I'd rather have other people know what to watch out for. You read it as very tone deaf and then accidentally closed the app. Yeah, I assume the best in people, and sometimes I just am wrong. Or I, disproven. Harbor security is looser because more weight and less carefully tracked. Ship fuel is easy compared to airplane fuel. That's true. Our neighbors were like, they went to the Caribbean for a week, and they went on a cruise ship from Boston Harbor Seaport. And like Mike was like, oh, they're gonna be gone for a few days, and then he didn't want to tell me where they were leaving from. And I was like, it's Boston, isn't it? And he was like, yeah. I was told that someone who was involved in the situation I was with did end up on a yacht, which kind of confirms even more parts of my story. Why put no makeup? This is something extremely traumatic that happened to me, and my reaction to that is, why no makeup? I fucking love misogyny, dude. It's crazy. I feel like this is the most I've like cut loose on live before. I feel like I'm usually holding back, but people haven't like all left, so I must have not done something bad. I know I'm kidding. I know you guys are saying that you're being very, very supportive. Boston is beautiful though. I do love me Boston a bit. Quincy Market and shit. Your B got Bostoned. Here's the thing. I love Boston too. Like Boston is still the closest city to me. I went to school there. I graduated there. I graduated after getting trafficked, after escaping and being in a dissociated psychotic episode. I still graduated from college. I have no idea how. But I want to be able to go back there more and like make more memories. And as long as I stay out of Somerville, the rest of Boston, I'd love to re-explore, because I went to Northeastern. I lived in Fenway. I went to Fenway Park all the time. I worked downtown. I went to Quincy Market. I went to Faneuil Hall. You've never been to Boston, but you're fond of their donuts. Like Boston Cream. The Human Skin Bible at Old Town Hall. What? What? Your only experience of Boston is seeing in fall. Oh, right, you're in the UK. Right. Boston's cool. And like, Julia, yes, ma'am. When I got to college, I was so focused on dating because I just didn't get that attention when I was up in Maine. That I kind of didn't get like the full college experience. I wasn't like, going out and doing things with friends. I was like, I had dorm rooms, but I was just living with my boyfriends. And then when I broke up with them, I just kind of lost that time. There's a Bible with a leather cover made of human skin at the Old Town Hall in Boston. What? But also, I feel like do I need to know? Do I want to know? Yeah. That's the other thing. Someone was talking about, I think Crystal was talking about going to Boston Pride, and I'm like, some white guy who helped find fountain shit put in his will. Okay, maybe there's more parts of Massachusetts that are bad that I'm like not giving credit for. But I want to be able to go back to Boston. We're going to a concert this fall. I went to a concert last fall. The last time I was in Boston we flew out to Nashville last month, and we had to go out through Boston. Okay, heard. And when we were trying to land back in Boston from Nashville, I cried for 25 minutes before the plane landed in Boston. Okay, Miss Train, go off. Like, shut the fuck. So loud. I cried and I was like, I don't want to land in Boston. I don't want to land in Boston. And damn, Train is a diva and a half. She's missed noise complaint. But I want to be able to do my like a reach goal. I don't even like a reach goal is to be able to start like doing like being able to like meet up and hang out with people, for like to like in like places like Boston, or like let's all fucking go get ice cream or shit, you know what I mean? Like, let's all go to Pride together, I want to be able to do that. And I eventually want, if things go the way they're going, I would love to do like live shows for like The Will of the Hunted and MTF School. Actually, one of the this last week's podcast, Trisha LaFay is opening a cafe in Rochester, New Hampshire, and invited me to be a guest speaker. And I'm like, fuck yeah, I want to like live stream it and like do a live show there. And I'd love to do more of that. And Boston, unfortunately, is like kind of like the biggest and most accessible place I could do stuff like that. And I am just trying to like have gentle exposure therapy to be able to go get back there. That place is like Mordor to me right now. But I think there's still a huge fear that like by talking about everything I've talked about, that like somehow mysteriously, like, my trafficker is gonna, like, find me and, like, take me down and drag me back into that. And, like, that's not gonna happen, but it's still, like, I'm still, like, So I've been avoiding Boston for that reason, but I'm way more safe than I give myself credit for. The trans community within big cities seems like it would be very nice. Yeah, exactly. Sorry. I'm sorry, Ahab. I'm not laughing at your comment. I just, I saw geography is such a bitch, and then I saw just underneath it, old is when we should die in our sleep. And my DID said, let's laugh right now. And I know that was inappropriate. I'm not blaming myself. I'm just, like, trying to make a joke out of it. Geography is such a bitch. Yes. I have friends over in the UK too. I'd love to go to the UK someday. Oh my God. Sorry, Julia. You said you've never been east of Michigan, really. I've been to Detroit. But yeah, I forgot where you said you're from. I don't remember. Alex, I was born in the city where Doc Martens were first made. Now you live in Nottinghamshire. Robin Hood for the win. My friend Giggsy lives in somewhere outside of London. I don't really know, like, a lot of the places in the UK. My brother did a study abroad in Dublin. So, and Mike did a study abroad in Paris, or in Dijon, France. So I've never been to Europe. I'm not that cool yet. Train pilled as fuck. Rochester, New York. No, Rochester, New Hampshire. Rochester, New York is 9 hours, 4.5 up and 4.5 back for you, burying the last grandparents. I'm so sorry. Not a big deal. Old is when we should die in our sleep. I hope they went peacefully. I'm sorry, but yeah, that makes sense. I'm so sorry. Julia, I went to Chicago over the summer and I saw so many other trans women. It was very nice. Perfect combo. I'm kind of losing place on, like, where these, what you guys are responding to, like, which part of what I'm saying you're responding to. So I'm, like, trying not to laugh at the wrong things. You're from mid-Michigan, Julia. I visited my friend in Brighton, or not really my friend anymore, but I went to Brighton, you know, and then I was supposed to go to Brighton, not to blast, but, like, I made plans to go to Detroit again this summer, and someone fucking ghosted me, and I had to rebook plane tickets. So that friendship was over. This Lee Electric. I'm not sure if you have, like, a name you'd prefer me to say. I'm sorry, I don't know how to read your username. The last 2 times you were in Boston, Cambridge played at the Middle East. You got stuck on this one exit ramp for, like, 27 years. Oh my God, what? Oh, Alex, your name's Alex. That's cool. So you're in a band? Cambridge and Harvard are cool. They might be a Giants concert. You used to want to visit every state in the United States. UK and Europe are very different places. Oh, my bad, I forgot. Now there are a notable number I would not step foot in. Yeah. Brighton, Michigan. Yep. You spent a fair time there. I had a friend who was a trans girl who I met, like, on Instagram years ago, YouTube and Instagram years ago, and we were friends for a few years, and I went out and visited her, and our friendship didn't survive this year, but yeah, I have been out there. We went to fuck, what is it called? Cedar Rapids, is that it? It's like right, like near Chicago. It's the big amusement park. That's right where Dad lives. Okay. You appreciate my videos? Jay Bauer, thank you. Thank you. That means a lot. Thanks for watching. Alex, hearing all the US places that are named after UK places. I live in New Hampshire. Yeah, it's in New England. Why is it not letting me scroll? Oh yeah, the wildest by far is the state of Virginia. I feel like, yeah, I haven't really spent any time in Virginia. Cambridge, New York, the Hamptons, Brighton, Hillary Clinton. Just chilling in Cedar Rapids. Hillary Clinton. My bad, not a UK place, but a UK royal. The UK influences are deep. Near me are the counties York and Lancaster. Their county symbols, white and red roses. Oh, okay, gotcha. Oh, in New York, yeah. That's cool. Pokemon Go to the polls. How do we start talking about Hillary Clinton? Oh my god. Cambridge and Brighton are both prominent UK cities. Oh, yep. Okay. I'm from Bangor, Maine, and I didn't realize Bangor was also, I think, a town or city in England. Yeah. The War of the Roses in England was the House York and the House Lancaster, each with a rose for their symbol. Here we gave them counties. Oh. Gotcha. That's cool. I think I've, not only as an act of protest against that misogynistic comment, but I think I'm probably not going to end up doing makeup tonight. I still have one more MTF school filmed. 2? I think I have 2 in the bank. I filmed Ahab's suggestion of passports and travel fears. And then I have maybe something else. I film extra in case like I just am not like in the headspace to film MTF school tonight. So at least I have one that I can edit for next week. Right on. That was something Mike was trying to get me to do, was like to batch film so that like I don't, yeah. So, well, I'll have an MTF school for next week. I'm trying to do one a week now because I really want to like put a lot more effort into them and a lot more quality into them. And then, also now that I'm going live every week too, I've been cutting a lot of reels from those, and that's been easy content to get out. So yeah, but, I'm trying to do one good MTF school a week. I've been really pushing my quality. Somewhere I have my notebook, which is now gone. I've been going back through, I was a news producer before this. Like I was a talk show, a backup producer and a news producer. And I like have been going back through my notes and like trying to figure out how to like push my content to be even better. And, yeah. So I took out the weird green screen elephant shit from MTF school. I took out the Call of Duty zombies. I kind of like took out most of the brain rot, and maybe that's just me being like very critical of myself, but I'm trying to like just elevate the content. Girl, they're all good videos. You're so sweet. Thank you. that's also been like a fun journey, is like, you guys are talking about the Declaration of Independence. I am so lost. But I'm gonna let you guys do your thing. When I first started, when MTF School kind of accidentally became a thing last year, because it was a joke I made, and then I just ran with it, and then people started to like it, and I was like, oh, cool, this is a thing now. I started doing like the Jennifer Coolidge impression, and then I kind of transformed it into like my own thing, and like I like originally like had a hard time finding a balance between like just doing full camp satire and actually having like real nuggets of like wisdom or like things that I've learned in my life. And that's been a tough balance to find, but I feel like I've found a lot better of it, where I can have fun but still feel like I'm putting enough of myself into it as well. And I did end up hiding a lot behind, you know, the character and like all of the like kind of cheaper low-hanging fruit jokes for a while, because I was just not okay. But I've done a lot of work, and I feel like I can be funny but also be myself too now. And I'm really proud of MTF School and like how that is developed. And like now that it's reaching more people are saying that it helps them, which is my goal. And then now we have a Jay Bauer, are you please? If they're helpful, we have a Discord. It's like an offline support group for the girls. If you're interested, we have mods in here. Just like kind of say like that you're interested in. We just kind of, we vet people to make sure they're real people before adding them. That's our goal. Just trying to keep it a safe space. But if you're interested, we can just definitely like throw your name in the ring. Julia, AJ was talking to my friend about you because of your Jennifer Coolidge impressions. You don't remember why. There doesn't need to be a reason. It's just, when I was on Kaleidoscope last week, I was like literally doing the Jennifer Coolidge voice unintentionally. And that was really funny to me, that like I was just like, and Mike was like talking about it when we watched that back, and he was like, it's literally like just a permanent vocal stem. You showed clips of my Instagram to her. Thank you. I have so much fun with it. MTF School, like honestly, like sometimes I can kind of write it off as silly, but like it's I need it. I fucking need it, because it makes me laugh and it gets me through my day when I'm crying about the stuff that I like talked about earlier. So when I can do a weird voice and like make myself feel less scared, then that's a win for me. I hope she liked it. Then you accidentally sprained her wrist? What did you do? What happened? Queen on queen violence. The British were taxing okay, you guys are talking about like the 13 colonies and taxing, and England taxing. Right. I'm so respect, do your thing. Yeah. Oh my god, Mike has this funny joke that he always says to me, and it's like, it's so true, is that there's a very strong pipeline that we've created. You cracked your sister's ribs by giving her a hug. Mike calls it the MTF School to TWAF pipeline, where like I get people hooked with the Jennifer Coolidge voice, and then I can eventually like convert them into watching a podcast about trafficking and feeling less alone. And that's a very big spectrum to move someone along. But like there's so many people who have been like, came for the MTF School, stayed for the crying, and I'm like, I did something right. you battle each other for dominance. In your defense, she's made of paper mache. Y'all only have like one sister. Don't break her. I I was at work today, and one of my coworkers is like, she's younger than me, and she's also like half my size, and we were unloading like the pallets of like totes full of our inventory from our inventory truck today, like for the store. And like we pulled a box over our heads and we were gonna both lift it together, and it like slipped, and like I thought she was gonna die. And like we both laughed because it was actually just cardboard. But I was like, you know, I bust out my Y chromosome for time like these, you know, because I got to lift a lot of totes. And like several of them had shampoo bottles that exploded, and then we were scrubbing shampoo off a concrete floor. You have 3, they're replaceable. Well, that's the thing about chosen family too, is like you can always get more. You disagreed on who would win in a fight. When I'm a twin, when my twin brother and I were growing up, and I hadn't transitioned yet, 2 twin boys, two brothers in general, roughhousing. Exactly. Well, I guess sisters do that too, but I don't think my brother wanted to do that anymore once I transitioned. You always win the fights. I always lost. But we would like he would like suplex me into like snowbanks and stuff. It was crazy. But then like, and we would always like, because it was like a testosterone, like we gotta assert each other, like assert our dominance, and like and then when I transitioned, I was just like, anyways. But I can't say I'd ever win in a fight, but I do have a 6'4" boyfriend who is a purple belt in jiu-jitsu. So oh, Ahab, this is too fun. I want to be here for the twin stories, but I got to call it here and try to wake up in 7 hours. Okay, thank you for hanging out. Please get some sleep. Alex is on hour 89 of not sleeping. I guess we're just all not sleeping at this point. But please get some sleep. Good luck with travel tomorrow. Thanks for hanging out every Friday. It means the world. And thank you as always for your support and your love. So yeah, I'll talk to you next Friday. You're losing strength rapidly, Alex, but you can still pin my hubby. Wait long until he wins. Yeah, all right. Thanks, Ahab. Have a good night. It's funny because like you lose your muscle tone, but when I'm like at a good weight, I'm at like 165. And Mike, my boyfriend, I'm 5'4". My boyfriend is 6'4". He is 170 usually. I can pick him up. And I love to do it. And it makes me feel so like I pick him up like baby girl. But then he can pick me up too, and then like I feel like tiny like little princess. Your legs are your advantage. You've put on 30 pounds since starting HRT. Yeah. That's it's so weird because like you'll lose weight, but then your it just like your equilibrium shifts so much, because then like you'll like tits and ass have weight to them, so like suddenly you're carrying additional weight that doesn't go away, so it shifts like your equilibrium even more. I'm not trying to say tits and ass in a misogynistic way. I'm not sure what I'm trying to say there. You're 5'11", and your friends are like 5'8" or 5'9". Yeah. Yeah, no, I stopped growing with all the other girls in 5th grade. And then when I got to high school, I was not making any boys teams for like basketball or soccer because I was just so small. But like all the girls, I got tall with all the girls and then stopped with all the girls. So like maybe I have, what is it? XY or something? Chromosome? I'm not sure. I don't think I've ever like done that test, but transitioning definitely was the T. Oh, also I need to mention it because I keep forgetting. Since I do upload these to my YouTube channel so that people can watch them throughout the week for people who weren't able to like be on live. XXY, instead of XY, you can have XXY, and like, it's not intersex. I'm sorry, I have no idea. I'm not educated on that. I really don't know. I'm sorry. Like, you can like have more. You struggle to remember not to survival eat. T. Oh my gosh. And like now knowing more about your background, like I totally understand that. Yeah, my cat was like a stray, and she like literally like will like survival eat like crazy. I do too, actually, because like, and I never realized that because I wasn't really allowed to eat when I was like being trafficked. So, and there was no food where I was held, so like I would just like, when I get stressed, I like stress eat, and I never realized that that's why. I just thought it was like emotional eating, but I was like, oh no, I actually like remember a time where like I wasn't eating at all. Sorry, I should have done another trigger warning before going back into that. XY is standard chromosomal makeup for non-intersex males. Typically, it's an intersex condition. XXY is XXY is intersex. XYY is for males with autism. Okay, I didn't know that. You've never been karyotyped. Okay, the autism one is genetic, but not an additional Y. Yeah, I have autism. I don't know what letters caused that. What I was trying to say was, for the girls who are watching this back on YouTube, please comment if you want to be, if you want to throw your name in the ring for like, our private support group Discord. Your sex chromosomes are XD. What happens if you end up on the streets again? Need weight just in case. Exactly. Yeah. Hopefully you never have to deal with that again. But for the girls who are watching on YouTube, please comment if you want to be considered like vetted for the Discord support group. And also for the girls on YouTube, please, I only go live on Instagram right now. Hopefully, maybe I'll change that to more platforms in the future. But please make sure you're following me over on Instagram at aj.offthehook. It's a freedom metaphor. And we do the MTF school study halls here every Friday night at 7. My sex chromosomes are XD. I love that. I'm crashing. I'm crashing hard. So I'm probably gonna start wrapping up here for the night. You're struggling to find the trick of eating in a healthy manner and not slant to one extreme or the other. Yeah. Also, metabolism really changes, like, when you transition. Like, hormone on testosterone versus estrogen. I mean, Julia, I'm sure you know a lot more about, like, the science behind that than me, but I feel like in my experience, testosterone, like, burns carbs and calories faster. But estrogen stores fats. Alex, it's fine. I've walked off being hit by cards, colliding with gangs, and a litany of others. Reality can't stop. Girl, we are like the against all odds tribe. Like, we are still fighting, still kicking, no matter what life throws at us. Testosterone do be burning quicker. I thought my computer died. I was like, why did the music stop? Your ass is so hungry all the time. Julia, yeah, for real. Testosterone is anabolic and tends towards increased muscle mass, which burns more calories. Oh, for one thing that I found with my survival eating is I switched to eating no sugar, and then I stopped gaining as much weight. And then I also am doing protein powder milk, like sugary protein powder milk now, and that's making me like snack less at night, and that's also helping. Increased TDEE at rest, BMR. You've watched so much late weight already. I'm sorry. Did you say? I missed what you were saying that you were trying that's working, but I'm glad it's working. Are you taking collagen? Oh, Alex, Witchy or me? Total daily energy expenditure, basic metabolic rate. Metabolic, right? I don't know why I said that. Like, kind of doing like an inventory of like kind of like calorie counting. Oh, am I taking collagen? No. I put it on shelves at work. I don't actually, doesn't it help with skin? I don't actually know really anything about it. I also didn't know, is that like something you can add for like gender affirming? Like, not over the counter, but like kind of, you can just like add as like a supplement. Julia, you want to get back into weightlifting with your lower body at least. You forget how much you profoundly enjoy doing it. Nice. You're hitting the gym after you get back from holiday, Alex. Nice. Julia, you're kind of terrified of getting overly muscular and making it really masculine looking. I know, that's I had the same concern, but like my muscle just hasn't redeveloped in the same way. Not that I've like been going to the gym, but like that is a real fear. I don't know if it's like, I don't know how like true it is, or like how like possible it is. But the dysphoria always there. Autumn. Do I know you, Autumn? Oh, your name's Alyssa. Autumn. I don't know if I've talked to you before. Thanks for joining. For skin joints, no, I haven't. I fucking need it. My knees are bad. I'm 27 and I probably need knee replacements, or I'm being dramatic, or they're just weak from, doing all of the like hanging up sale tags and like kneeling and like moving heavy boxes of stuff that I'm doing now. Yeah, my knees suck. Like, maybe I do need collagen. Or just no leg. Take them. Just take them. It's so hard. It used to be low-key Jack for a while. It's so hard to do on E. Yeah, that's fair. You did quite enjoy it despite it not really helping with gender dysphoria. You're welcome. Thank you, Autumn. Your mom takes collagen. I heard collagen helps with hair too, right? You, Alex, you blame fibro, but you used to do bodybuilding. Moving hurts. Autumn, you followed me because MTF School is helping you with your transition. Yay! I'm so glad. Thank you. We have an offline support group, Discord. If you're interested in possibly becoming part of it, just like say in the chat, and then like the powers that be will make sure you're a real person and make that happen. I think we're doing movie night tomorrow night. Of course. Okay. Alex, would you be willing? Oh no, if you're awake, no worries. If not, I'm gonna write down what I'm saying. I'm writing it down on a napkin because I don't know where my notebook went at this point. You think muscular women are hot, Julia, period. That part. Julia, you should be down at low Discord. Julia, you're not in our Discord? I didn't realize that. Alex, you're awake. You take creatine, collagen, vegan protein, and vitamins, multi without iron, fish oil, probiotic, and turmeric, and curcumin. Hour 900 of no sleep for Alex. I know. I really appreciate you being, like, hanging out with us, though. I promised I'd be on here till 10 EST, so I'll be on here for another 12 minutes. And then I'm gonna hit the high. You should go back in creatine. It's interesting. I hear sometimes like the different kind of like shortcuts and like workarounds that girls who don't have access to like hormone therapy do to get estrogen, like through like diet and stuff, which like obviously isn't like the same as getting full hormone replacement therapy, but like it's very interesting to hear about like soy, stuff like that. Creatine is good for your brain if you don't eat meat, especially. Okay. Speaking of the gym, Mike used to, he tried to get me to do jujitsu, and I tried it. But I didn't like being thrown to the ground. Soy does not work. Okay. Noted. Let the records show soy does not work. So I've also like never felt really welcome in gym spaces because of being a trans woman, and also like even when I was gay and playing sports I was getting bullied, so I just have never felt welcome in like gyms ever. But like Mike wants to do more like kind of private at home exercises and stuff, which I really need to do. I need to start doing. Autumn, Alex has sent you a follow request to sort the Discord. Thank you, Alex. I really appreciate it. And Autumn, I hope that you find more community and more resources and more help and support and everything you need. But I'm glad my videos have also been helpful. That means the world. Julia, it contains phytoestrogens, which look structurally similar to estrogens but cannot interact with receptors in the same way. Soy. When you go to the gym, you've been glute exercises, so when you start HRT, it'll fill in the necessary parts of your body. When I had my consult for hormone replacement therapy, they were like, "You're gonna get a bubble butt," and I was like, "Slay." 24-hour gym, 2 a.m. gym visits. When you told your mom you were trans, you made a joke about it being from all the soy you eat, and she was like, I do worry that's part of why you're trans. And like, Mom, no, that was a joke. Julia, I'm really curious to get your thoughts on one of my parents' kind of holdups about me getting on estrogen was because of our history of breast cancer in our family. How is that, like how concrete is that, and like how much of a like real concern is that in like the trans experience? Because I'm like, I could make a reel about that maybe, but I definitely need like information. I've been trying to like put research into the MTF schools as well, and not just like kind of just be like, here's what I think, so that it's actually educational and not just like, you know, it's fun and it's educational and it's thought out and it is actually like a resource versus like me projecting. Going on estrogen will raise your odds of getting breast cancer as a trans woman, but not to an unreasonable amount. I will always, I like have like permanent having more breast tissue increases the odds of getting breast cancer. T. I'm like trying to be mindful of that because like my grandmother had a double mastectomy. So like I'm definitely on like a high dose of estrogen every day. I always have tenderness underneath my areola on both sides. I don't know if that'll ever go away. I'm trying to be mindful of like how much sugar I eat. There are necessary sacrifices I make for mental health. Hopefully not at too much of a detriment, like I do. And like, hopefully that doesn't fuck me up too bad. But I'm trying to be mindful of that. But also, THC is like one of the only things that really, really helps me. Most cis women don't get preventative mastectomies if they really aren't at risk. Exactly. Yeah, I don't know, like, because it's a genetic thing too. Like, can't you, like, isn't there like a gene that they can like test for with breast cancer? I don't know if anyone in my family has actually done that, but there's a very demonstrated history of breast cancer. I need to, I've had a breast exam. I haven't had a not mastectomy. Yeah, no, mammogram. I haven't had a mammogram yet. That kind of freaks me out. I also never felt like I had enough breast tissue to be able to do that, but I think I do now. Estrogen in and of itself makes breast cancer worse a lot of the time, but there's also a corresponding lower risk of prostate cancer. That's why Joe Biden was on estrogen. Late night AJ thoughts. Oh no. What happened? I shut off my camera. The universe did not want me talking about Sleepy Joe like that. Estrogen maxing, E-maxing Joe Biden. True. Wait, there's a question? What is the question symbol? Oh my god. I never tried this before. Oh my gosh, thank you. I'm gonna cut it for a reel. Okay. I'm just gonna wipe the oil off of my face, and then I'm gonna answer your comment, because I'm gonna cut this for real. Thank you. I'm also gonna I need the music to be a little bit more positive again. Okay. Thank you for the question. What inspired you to start MTF school? I feel like the volume needed to be adjusted. You're watching me do like live takes of this. There's a bug flying in my room. What inspired you to start MTF school? I felt like when I started doing content creation last year that my end goal was to do a podcast about trauma healing, but I felt like something I could offer and help other trans girls with was like kind of stories about my own transition. And I actually used to go to trans support group camps, and I actually was a camp counselor one year. So I have always been really passionate about helping other trans girls get the resources they need and get help and feel like they have a big sister. And I also wanted an excuse to like make really weird jokes about like the trans experience, because some of it's just so like out of left field, like wacky, that like you just have to joke about it. And I was like, what if I had this like idea of like, oh my God, what if there were like, they don't teach you this in MTF school, is like the joke that I made about like, they don't teach you how to like understand women's clothing sizes in MTF school. Like it's like a real thing that people go through when they start their transition. And then I was kind of like, what if I start MTF school? And then like, I just started like using that, like, welcome back to MTF school, blah, 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 like where we have no idea what the fuck we're doing. And it kind of spiraled out of control from there. So, and now I just have a lot of fun with it. And I love doing characters and I love doing skit work. And that just is not something that really would exist within like the Will of the Hunted and like my trauma healing stuff. So MTF school and creating that cracky, like, ancient god blood curse teacher is just fun for me. And like, it fulfills me and it makes me happy that I'm helping other girls as well. Thank you for your question. Autumn, that's so sweet of you. You are doing your best, what you can to accomplish and share with the community. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah. That's my goal. Thank you. You watch Now speaking on how certain trans women don't wear clothes according to their body type. I don't know what now means, but I feel that. Oh, sorry. I just have not been keeping up with this conversation. I'm so sorry. Oh, blood clot risk. Blood clot risk is massively overblown. That part. All right, guys. It's 10. I'm gonna get ready for bed. Actually, do need to do a little bit of podcast editing before I go to bed. But feel free to keep having these conversations in Discord. I think that's also a really great thing that we have that going now, that like these conversations can keep going. Now is a femboy in Twitch, but recently transitioned. Okay. All right. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Alex, please go to sleep. Thank you, Julia. Thank you, Lacey. Thank you, Ahab. Thank you, everyone. I really, really appreciate you guys. I love you so much. Thank you so much for all the support you've shown to me tonight and to each other. And please continue supporting each other in the Discord. And if you have friends who are starting their transitions as well, please share MTF School with them. Please share The Will of the Hunted with them. And I'm hoping that they can become part of this like really amazing platform and community that we are all building together. And thank you again to Alex and Lacey and Audrey and everyone who is kind of helping like moderate and get like help girls kind of find their way into those additional resources. So thank you. Love you guys so much. Have a great night.